Have you heard? Well, in case you missed it, USC versus Colorado. They have already completed the first half. And this is, I'm just going to break down what I saw in the first half. In the first half, I saw USC being as dominant as we thought. They put up 34 points in the first half. Colorado did respond. They put up 14. So they are fighting way more than last week. Last week was tough. Oregon came and just put the paws on them. It just they had no answers. They had no answers. But you can see that with what happened last week, their response was different. They came in with more fight, more dog in them. So they actually have established a run game. Shedeur has picked up some yards on his feet as well. He's got a rushing touchdown. His stats for the first half are 16 of 24, 109 yards, 1 TD throwing, and an interception, as well as a rushing TD. And then we got to talk about Caleb Williams and USC. They're like that, okay? They are ranked number 8 for a reason, 17 of 20, only 3 incompletions, 260 already, 4 TDs already. We're still in the first half, guys. So we know that this man is about to cook. He might have a 6 TD, 8. He might have between a 6 and an 8 TD game. That's what it's looking like. Colorado really don't have no answers for this offense. The secondary is kind of shot. I'm not going to lie. Shiloh is out. He had a kidney injury. He was urinating blood. So he's out. Travis Hunter is still out with the lacerated liver. Hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, okay? The Buffs have finally established a run game, which opens up the passing game. Colorado was actually leading with rushing yards. I believe they had like 83, and USC had like 30. And when that second quarter happened, like midway through the second quarter, USC was like, all right, let me stop playing. Let me really show y'all what I'm about. And they started to establish a run game as well. So, yeah, it's 34-14. They're still putting up numbers. I don't see them slowing down. I think we can really put the nail in the coffin. I hate to say it, but it's definitely looking that way. Just because it's a powerhouse. This is a powerhouse team in USC. Caleb Williams is the rumored, projected number 1 draft pick. It's USC's game to lose. So I will say I love the heart of Colorado. Coach Prime is still gonna motivate, encourage these guys, give them hope. Because if your lieutenant has his head up, chest out, he's like, hey, we gonna fight, you got no choice but to follow that and respect it. It's 98% win probability for USC. I don't see that changing. But I'm curious to see how the Buffs respond after 2 weeks of losses. They were 3-0 before. They lost to Oregon last week, 42-6, I believe. That's your first taste of defeat. So now you're possibly tasting defeat 2 weeks in a row. How do you respond the week after? Hey, we back. Second half. Game is over. But the second half, them Colorado Buffaloes, they showed a tremendous amount of heart. I got to talk about some of the players from Colorado. Cormani McClain, big plays. And Omarion Miller is the star of the second half and the star of the game. He came out of nowhere. I believe he ended with 7 receptions, 196 yards, and 1 TD. Within 2 plays, he had 100 yards. First play, I think, was 40-something. Second play was about 60 yards. USC wins 48-41. That second half was an implosion. They really almost lost the game. But as we know, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. For a number 8 seed to be struggling like they did today, they might be out of the top 10 next week. They might be out of the top 10 next week. I just don't know. I don't know. Caleb did end with 6 TDs. He did throw an interception, his first of the year. This is what I'm saying about Coach Prime. He's giving his boys an opportunity to shine. He's bringing a spotlight to people who would have never had it before. So big ups to Coach Prime. Big ups to the CU Buffs. You know, they fell short, but the heart that they showed, they can bring this into the next game and the rest of the season. The missing pieces, when they come back, the firepower that they could have, they clean up the miscues and the mistakes and the play calling. If they get better with the play calling, because there was a questionable play calls that were made within the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. They had some run plays which didn't make sense because they didn't have timeouts. But if they clean that stuff up, the Colorado Buffaloes will look really good and could be in the playoffs. Who knows? Who knows? I'm excited to see what happens. Go Trojans. I'm sorry.